Okay, what's up, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing good this morning. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you do go and hit the bell as well so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. Also, take a look at the Elevating Traders Discord channel if you haven't done so already. It's completely free to join, linked at the top of the chat. Trade discussions there, opportunities for discounts will be available there close to the launch. So if you do want to take advantage of that, make sure you're there to not miss out. But guys, welcome back to the stream. Good morning. Good morning. What is up, William? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. And Keba, welcome to the stream. Good morning. Hope you're doing good. Tashi, good morning. Hope you're doing good. Euro pairs seem to be quite weak. Yes, indeed. I can definitely attest to that. We are seeing some weakness here with Euro USD. At least I haven't gone through the rest of the Euro pairs, but Euro USD, it is looking pretty bearish, and that is good because I do want to see a bit more downside for Euro, at least for my sake anyway. I want to see a bit more downside for Euro before I do look to buy. The area I said yesterday and on the weekly analysis, which is where I'm interested to buy from, is 1.102, and we're not too far away from that now. Looks like we might see that push maybe today, and then hopefully you can look at some buys, if not late today, maybe early tomorrow. Let me have a quick look at the news, because I know we did have some Euro news this week. Can't remember if it was today or tomorrow. Euro, not much today. We've got some Euro PMI tomorrow, Wednesday. Retail sales. Yeah, so not much today. I'm not too sure why Euro's seen some weakness, but it is. And again, as traders, that's the most important thing. What is price doing? Not necessarily what price should do or we expect it to do. What is it doing? And it is pretty bearish right now. So I am looking for some buys for Euro. So I'm very, very bullish on this pair. So if I do see some downside, it's just getting to a better price for me to buy from. And effectively, the first area which I want to engage in is this level here, 1.102, or just underneath it anyway. And looking at the dollar, I'll go through the rest of the Euro pairs in a moment. Yeah, dollar's looking a little bit bullish. That's probably what's causing a bit of trouble there for Euro, is that dollar is pushing up. So hopefully dollar can make the move I'm looking for, which is a push into this area, the 102.200 mark, and then we can see a decline. That's kind of what I'm looking at for the dollar, the DXY. So Euro USD, I'm looking at the inverse of that. Pound USD, similar opportunity there as well. Looking for that move there. Again, very, very similar pairs as well. But yeah, Euro is definitely seeing some weakness. Dollar is a big factor there as well. If I look at Euro Yen, I know Yen took a bit of a dive. Yeah, Yen was very, very strong over the past few hours, and Euro Yen is down. But then again, a lot of these Yen pairs are down as well. But Euro Yen is definitely pushing. Euro CAD, that's looking pretty weak as well. Euro NZD, not so much, but I think we had some NZD news last night, which caused some weakness there. So it'd be doing well to be weaker than NZD, and Euro CHF seeing some downside there as well as we've tapped back into that area. So yeah, it does look like Euro is weak across the board. Euro pound, I think, is down. Yeah, Euro pound is down. So it definitely does look like Euro is weak across the board. I'm pretty bullish on Euro USD, so that's the kind of the only Euro pair I'm looking at. I mean, Euro Aussie as well. I'm looking to short, but this one not quite at my level just yet. So the two Euro pairs I'm looking at: Euro Aussie downside from this area, and then Euro USD upside from this area here. So yeah, we are definitely seeing some weakness today with Euro. I'm very bullish on Euro USD, so I'm hoping that can continue. But then again, I'm looking to sell Euro Aussie, so bit of a mixed bag there for me because I want this one to push a little bit higher, but we'll see. Whichever setups first is the one I'll entertain, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, nothing's really changed in terms of the analysis with the Euro. It's pretty much still the same thing I'm looking at, although I am quite surprised with the Yen pairs, I must say. We'll take a deep dive into them during the stream at some point because they're looking very interesting now. Dollar pairs still very straightforward to me, looking for longs across the board, except for looking to short dollar CAD or dollar CHF. But I'm expecting weakness for the DXY at some point. I'm just expecting a little bit more upside back to 102,200 and then some downside. So I'm holding out for that. Good morning, Doug, Sean. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. GBUS still holding a sell from yesterday. Okay, you're selling pound USD. Nice. Looks like pound is taking a bit of a dive as well. I think that's more so to do with dollar being very strong. But yeah, I do expect pound USD to keep falling, to be honest, because I'm looking to buy around 1.305, which is this big daily level here. So that's kind of where I'm anticipating price to get to. And let's not forget, we've had such a big move here with pound, really big move there to the upside. So I think naturally, anyway, the market is likely to retrace, and asking for retracement back to this area, 1.305, isn't such a big ask. Yeah. If I whip out the Fibonacci from the low to the high, you've got the 50% there. Let me just make sure we can all see that. We've got the 50% there. So we're not even looking for 50% retracement, which is normally the level I'm looking at. So not even quite at the 50 area yet. So it's probably around the 0.382 if I add that on. Yeah, 0.382. So yeah, we've got a lovely opportunity here for some longs. Of course, first we need to see price actually get there. So it would be great for your sake and for mine if pound USD does keep pushing down. We have been pretty consistent with these lower highs here. One over there, second, third, looks like a fourth there as well. So I would expect as long as we maintain that, there's a good chance we could be pushing back down to 1.305, and then we can discuss some longs. But yeah, looking bearish at the moment. And if dollar keeps pushing up, especially to 102,200, you'll probably see the move you're looking for in pound to the downside. Do you have a specific target for that pound USD short, or are you just holding and seeing how far you can take it? And Keva, pound NZD resistance cluster, pound NZD made a bullish rebound. Resistance cluster of the horizontal and falling resistance lines around 2.113. Okay, we'll take a look. We did have some NZD news yesterday or early hours this morning, which did make for a very weak NZD. So pound NZD shot through to the upside, Euro NZD big move up, NZD USD big move down, NZD CAD big move down as well, which did throw me off on quite a few pairs, I must admit. Pound NZD, I'm looking for a sell, still am, but it's kind of broken through some confidence for me. NZD CAD, I was looking for a push to the upside this week back to 0.85. Not too sure if that's on the cards anymore. So the NZD weakness has definitely thrown me off a little bit. As you can see, this is kind of the area I was looking to short from yesterday. But price actually broke through that with a lot of momentum early hours this morning. And now we're trading above that area. So the bias, again, hasn't changed. I'm still looking for a lot more downside. Until we break through significant structure, I'm not going to change the bias. But again, in terms of the opportunity to short it, which again, as traders, is the most important thing. So well and good having a bias, but if you don't have a setup, then, there's not much you can do with that. And that was the setup I was interested in. So now that price is broken above it, it's definitely made me take the back seat for a little bit, but I'm still expecting the same move. It just might mean that price wants to create a bigger lower high like we did over here before we get another sell-off. That could be what price is doing next. But price breaking above that trend line, price breaking back above that resistance probably indicates to me that there is some room to the upside. So I think from an intraday perspective, looking for some short-term buys makes some sense. Maybe back into this first swing high there on the left around 2.12. I think makes a lot of sense for a buy. Like I said, I was looking to sell from here. Now that's flipped to support. The sells don't make so much sense anymore. I mean, I can see we're coming to some areas here on the left, but this is the bigger level for me. So that's where my focus would lie. Because in theory, there's support resistance everywhere. So you have to find the significant ones that make the most sense, the ones that price is showing most respect to, and focus your attention there, because there's always support resistance wherever you look. But for me anyway, that is a big break. So yeah, I'm gonna have to rethink things for shorting pound NZD for now. But in the meantime, might see some continuations back to 2.12. So that's kind of my outlook for pound NZD. Okay, yeah, your target is 1.3. I remember you mentioning that yesterday. So yeah, 1.3. I'm just looking to buy around that area there as well. Yeah, I would expect us to get there. I'll expect us to get there. It's a pretty big drop for pound, probably about another 100 pips or so. Well, yeah, to 1.3, it's about 100, 110, 115. So it's not a small move, but I think we're likely. We've taken out this high here as well. So I do think price can have a bit of a reaction. But I think it really does depend on dollar. Dollar has the biggest say. Dollar keeps pushing up, you probably see your weakness in pound. What's up, Anis? Good morning. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the stream. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like on the stream and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It does really help out the channel. I really do appreciate everyone who has liked and subscribed to the channel so far. So yeah, for myself, my main focus really is with the dollar pairs. Euro USD probably at the top of the list, with pound. Euro slightly closer, so my attention's more with euro for now. I do like gold and silver to the upside. Gold is just kind of consolidating, which I don't mind because it just means that price is building up for a pretty big move. And gold being gold, that could mean a really big breakout and price kind of just shoot to the upside, because we are quite corrective, I must admit, with this push up. If this was a normal FX pair, that would be a little bit worrying, because you would expect to see a big move down at some point, and we could still see that for gold. But gold does have a tendency to kind of correctively move up and then all of a sudden just pick up pace and just fly. So a parabolic move like that, I don't think is such a big cat out of the hat sort of situation. I feel like that could very, very much happen. And the way we're moving to the upside in kind of stepping stones, I like that as well. So if gold will be kind enough to get a break of the high, that retest there could be a really nice trade. Equally so, the retest of this level here as well, which is 24.80. So I'm looking for some buys in gold, buys in euro, pretty much the same trade, really. But because they're not really much the same market, euro is a currency pair, gold it's a metal, so I don't mind trading them both at the same time. Same thing with silver as well, although silver's looking a little bit more ambiguous, difficult to find a solid level to buy from. So silver's on the back. I like silver because I'm still expecting a push to the high. So there's a long way to go for silver, whereas gold will pretty much at the high. So I like silver from that perspective, but in terms of an opportunity to trade, I don't really have one yet. So I'm waiting for price action to develop. But other than that, gold looks good, euro looks good, pound looks good if we can get there. NZD USD looks interesting because I was looking for continuation back to the high here, but it looks like with the NZD news, price is trying to break to the downside. So if we are successful with that, I probably would hold my horses a little bit there with NZD USD buys, unless we show a really good recovery. Then I'll be interested in some buys, and I'm looking to take my entries probably majority in the 4 hour now. I've always been trading on the hourly chart, but I'm looking to try and shift my trading from the hourly to the 4 hour, just to give myself a little bit more time on my hands, and yeah, to hold trades a little bit longer as well. So if I see a big bullish engulfing down the 4 hour, I would be more than happy to take a trade, stop loss underneath the low. But if this is price committing to the downside, then of course I will not look for an entry. But yeah, NZUSD buys, another pair that's on the watch list, but again, not too sure what we're doing today. We'll find out. What's up, Holy One of Israel? Welcome to the stream. AJ gave me 111 pips, then came back down to my entry. It happens, my friend. It happens. Not the first time or the last time that will happen. Yeah, I mean that's the beauty of trading, really. You know, it could be swimming in profit, and then suddenly you wake up and prices completely reverse all of that. I mean, that's more of a situation for the swing traders out there. I mean, that can happen for the day traders too, except it won't happen whilst you're sleeping, which is not the fun part. Especially when you go to bed, you're in nice profit, and you wake up, you've been stopped at break even, or all your profits kind of gone. Not the best way to start the day. But it happens. It happens. Just part of the process. The most important thing is just not take it to heart and just realize this is just a numbers game, and it just happened to be one of those trades that just wasn't meant to be in terms of continuing to the upside. But it was a really nice move to the upside. It's just the yen took a the yen pairs took a dive and unfortunately pushed back down. But yeah, with the yen pairs, it's interesting. I wasn't too sure. I don't know what happened there because there wasn't no major scheduled news for the yen. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. Unless I'm blind. No, I'm not seeing anything there. So there was no kind of big scheduled news for the yen. So I'm not too sure why the yen gained strength like it did. If anyone has any insight there, feel free to let me know. The Japanese index, this one, again, not much of a move down. Slight move down there, but the yen pairs are dropping like it's hot, to be honest. But yeah, for the Japanese index, I still do expect long-term upside. But looks like we may be having a bit of a breather. We've been moving in this channel for quite a while. Haven't necessarily broken out yet, but yeah, it's such a small move. I was expecting a bit more than that. But anyway, for the Japanese index, it's still where I'm expecting price to be. Maybe we do push down first before we get that move. That could be interesting. That could give us a nice buy on the yen pairs longer term. But yeah, we need to break out that channel first. But this is where I said there could be a nice buy. A few weeks ago, we never came back for the retest there. Maybe if you do get the breakout of the channel, we do get that retest. But something like that looks good to me. But yeah, I was expecting a bit more there from the Japanese index. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wonder what hurts more. I wonder what hurts more. Being in some good profit and then it going to break even, or just taking a loss. I'm not too sure, really, to be honest. You would think a loss would hurt more, but thinking about it now, I'm not even too sure. Would I rather have a loss? I mean, of course, on paper, you would rather just have the big profit turn to zero because you haven't lost any money. Of course, with the loss, you're taking a loss. But I don't know, the feeling sometimes, because you had that profit, and then you always have that kind of internal battle said, "Oh, I should have took profit." But if you're following your plan, all you did was follow your plan, and unfortunately, sometimes those circumstances do come around. But I don't know. It's sometimes it's quite annoying to have that happen. And of course, I know you can relate to that. But yeah, like you said, it's not a big deal. It's just a part of trading. Katsi Chef, 25 pips in the blue, so only in one trade now. Okay. Said you're long Katsi Chef, didn't you? Robin, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Ben, what is up? How's it going? It's going good. Hope you're well. GJ looks like it's going to sell off 186 target or something around there. Yeah, the yen pairs are looking very, very interesting. So we had a strong break of the high for GJ. Was that yesterday or yesterday? Strong break of the high. So I was looking for GJ to find support here and then be on its way back to the high here. And then I'm expecting a push back into 196. And then from here, that's why I said maybe they might see a big sell-off. But looks like GJ's got some other plans in store. Because we've been moving in a range, I wouldn't mind looking for some shorts on the retest of this area, because this could just be a big fake out, because a lot of stop losses would have been above the high. Anyone bearish selling GJ from last week or just before we dumped there would have had all of their stop losses positioned here. So all of them have been taken out of the market. And now that we've dumped really hard back into the range, this looks to be, or at least it has the characteristics of, a big fake out. And of course, if it is a fake out, then we're likely to see a move back to the low of the range, because if the market fakes out one way, its primary reason to do that is to move the other. So some follow through for pound yen does look likely, as long as we don't break back above 191.946, which is where I've got the high of the range at. As long as we don't see pound yen do that, then I'm expecting a push down. So stops above there would make sense, because in theory, we've stopped everyone out already. So stops above here should be relatively safe. If they do get taken out, then maybe price does actually want to push up. Anyway, so stops above that make a lot of sense. You can wait for a retest there to really refine the entry if you want. But the idea is that we could see a push back down. 189 is the low of the range. You referenced 186, which is around here-ish. So yeah, if we can break the low, then we can start looking at 187, 186, 185, and so on and so forth. But I'll at least be looking for the 189 area. But a lot of the yen pairs kind of look the same, really. Kind of fake the high of the range and then push down, because a lot of these yen pairs were ranging from last week. If I go to CAD yen, that one had a nice little range there. This one, however, hasn't broken back inside. So this one could be a nice one to watch for some longs, actually, because we haven't broken inside yet. Unless we go and do that on the next candle, then yes, it's a similar situation to pound yen. You're looking for something like that, because this was a fake out not too long ago, and we gave us that really nice trade there, back down to the low. Now, is that fake out part two? Possibly. Or is it price finding support here to push up? Possibly as well. It will be, what price does here will indicate to us the next move. So it'll be interesting few hours there for CAD yen. New Zealand yen, this one's just slowly pushing up high. This one's been awkward to trade, but still trending nicely in that channel. We'll see if we can find support here, or do break to the downside. I think generally speaking, a lot of indecision is still there. Okay, yeah, long CAD CHF. Yeah, I think the CHF pairs have seen a bit of upside. New Zealand CHF, not so much. CAD's been a little bit strong, so that one's been grinding higher. Euros, a little bit back and forth then. So is the same with pound CHF as well. Again, it's in a similar boat to some of the yen pairs. We're kind of ranging here for pound CHF. So price is waiting for catalyst to make its move. Whether it's going to break to the upside or to the downside, it's yet to be seen. But yeah, I'm not really looking to do too much inside of here with CAD, with pound CHF, sorry. If we can break the high, break the low, then I can be a bit more use. But really, yeah, it's difficult to tell what the next move is. GJ looks clean. I might look too short if we get a nice retest and rejection of that range high. Okay, nice. Yeah, I think that looks like a solid opportunity there on pound yen. Makes a lot of sense, especially with the momentum. Because if we kind of sluggishly move to the downside, because we had a nice breakout yesterday, if we kind of sluggishly, broke lower correctively, then I'd say I would entertain that. But because we shot up, consolidated briefly, and shot down pretty hard, yeah, that's the characteristic of a fake out. Impulse one way, pause, impulse the other. That's what fake outs tend to look like. Not impulse and then correctively move down. That's normally a pullback for price to continuing in that direction of that impulse. So it's a big drop there for pound yen. Of course, all the yen pairs did the same. Some a bit more so than others. Euro yen hit the high pretty hard there and came back down. So this one didn't even give a breakout. This one just respected the high of the range. And now coming back to the lower end of the channel. What's Euro's next move? Is it to rebound again the low? Possibly. Is it to try and get the breakout? Possibly. We'll find that. We'll find the answer to that question as price comes to the low and we start monitoring the candlesticks there. But for now, strong rejection of the high, looking like we'll probably come back down to 160.5, which is the lower end, and we'll see what price does. But yeah, I don't mind that pound yen short at all. Nice little retest there. Could probably drop to maybe like 30-minute, 15-minute even, and really refine that entry to maximize your risk to reward. And this could be a nice little first target for you to book some profits, or whatever you want to do. Because if I measure the high to the low of the range, this is almost a 300 pip range, which is not small at all. So if you can get yourself like a 30-40 pip stop loss, you're still looking at like a big risk reward there. So yeah, might not even need to swing it the whole way to get a decent trade. But yeah, I think downside is likely, at least for pound yen. CAD yen, I'm on the fence because we're literally on the fence here right now, testing the resistance here. So it depends what price does. A solid bullish engulfing candle would put me bullish there for CAD yen. I'll be expecting something like that to happen. If we do break below, similar to what pound yen did, then of course I'll be expecting the opposite. But right now we're kind of just sitting on the fence. So we'll see what price can give us today. Yeah, CHF price, similar thing as well. High of the range. Price just about broke the high. Came straight back underneath. If that's the case, then there's a good chance for us to sell off back to the low. Your view on gold. Okay, Robin, I'll take a look at gold for you. Captain Commandy, what is up? Looking for buy on NZUSD. I'm looking for the buy as well. It's a bit awkward at the moment, but I will go into detail about NZUSD. It's another pair on my watch list as well. Any possibility gold 85.70 zone. 85.70. Okay, you're talking about 24.85.70. So I was going to say 85 would be very high up, but I think I know what you mean. Let me go through and actually no, I'll go through gold first, and then I'll go through NZUSD. So yeah, for gold, I assume you mean 24.85, which would be around here-ish. Let me know if you're talking about somewhere else. But yeah, I'm looking for a buy roughly in that area, to be honest. I'm looking for the retest of this zone here. Lovely resistance over there. Again there, beautifully. And again there, briefly a third time. We found resistance there very well. Strong break of the high. Solid retest not too long ago. So I'm looking for that to happen again. In fact, as long as gold stays above 24.80, I'm still very much a buy and looking for buying opportunities. If we were to break through, I would still be bullish bias in general, but I wouldn't really have a setup to trade. So I'll just be on the sidelines. But right now, if we were to get there back to 24.80, I'm looking for some buys there. Or if we're to break the high, I'll be looking for some buys there. But either which way, I do see gold still pushing up. It does look like we're forming some support just above us right now. So I don't know, maybe price is going to use that to its advantage and start pushing up. If that's the case, maybe we don't get this opportunity here, but then we get this one on the break. So keep an eye out for that. But if we were to get there, then great. I'll be looking for some entries and some rejection like we did here to take it long. So is there a possibility we get there? Yes. You just have to wait and see. Again, trading's all about waiting and striking at the right time. Execution. So wait to see if price can get there. If it doesn't, then I'll look for this. But yeah, gold, very bullish, expecting a lot more upside for this one still. And in terms of NZUSD, so this one I was looking to take a buy. The idea is that I'm looking for a push back into resistance up there. If I go to the daily chart, see a little bit clearer. We had major resistance here. price has since broken through that. So effectively, I'm looking for the retest of this level for price to find support and push to the next area, which would be the high up there. Excuse the wonky lines, but that is the idea there with NZUSD. However, after the news or whatever happened yesterday with NZD, we're looking extremely weak right now, and maybe price is trying to break underneath. Effectively, it kind of is, and give us a bigger move to the downside, which of course is not what I'm after if I'm looking to buy the market. So what I want to see from NZUSD is a really big rejection here and price coming straight back above that area, and a nice wick on the daily would be much appreciated. And then I can look for that swing back to 0.63500 roughly. So I like the NZUSD buys. It's the move I'm looking for. Still pretty bearish in USD, so it buys into that idea pretty nicely as well, or ties into that idea nicely. But yeah, if we were to break back underneath, then that's not what I'm interested in, because yeah, at that point, that's a big fake out, and maybe we're about to sell off really, which is a completely different idea to what I had previously. Okay, happy to help there. You said you're looking to buy from 0.6145. That's roughly around here-ish. So you're waiting for a push into that consolidation. We could make that happen, to be honest. I think that's not a bad place for a buy. My only question mark is with this big old level above us. If we do tag that area, then hopefully we do break back above. If not, it'll be a bit of a dogfight here. Could send us down. We could see a break above. It's kind of 50-50 at that point. So in my eyes, I kind of want price to stay above 0.62, which is kind of where I've got this level at. If we do break underneath, then like I said, we might see a bigger push down. This is not a bad place for a buy, but my only question mark is the resistance above us, which for me holds a bit more importance than that area there. So I have to make sure I do focus on that area, but it's not a bad place for a buy. You can see we did consolidate there. Lovely break to the upside. We haven't come back to revisit that area. So we could see a bounce, but how far we go will depend if price is successful breaking that resistance or not. If it's not, then it might kind of, reject that area. So I would keep an eye for 0.62 since it's proven to be a pretty significant level on the daily. But yeah, in my eyes, I kind of want price to stay above for the long. Okay, yeah, 28, yeah, 24.80. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm looking to get involved with for gold. Umar GJ, I literally went through GJ about 3-4 minutes ago. If you want to scroll back 3-4 minutes, you'll see the analysis to it. Mostly in the trading experience markets with chart like gold. Too many resistance, retest, mostly fake outs and get sold heavily. You're talking about just big fake outs in general. I'm not too sure what you're trying to say there, to be honest. Too many resistance retest, mostly get fake outs and get sold heavily. Yeah, I'm not too sure. You're talking about just fake outs in general and then the market sells off because, traps a lot of buys. I mean, you see that in a lot of markets in general, not just with gold. Yeah, I mean, happens in a lot of markets, FX, crypto even. So it happens across the board. Again, fake outs are, kind of have a bit of a scary connotation around them. Fake outs aren't so bad because in theory, if you get caught on the wrong side of a fake out, you take the loss. But the idea with fake outs is that if it is the breakout, then the market should trend and should continue pretty far. So when you're trading breakouts, the idea is that you're expecting price to really push on. So your winners are going to be a lot bigger than your losers. Maybe your win rate might suffer a little bit, especially if you're just taking every breakout there is. But the idea for breakout is that, okay, we've broken from one level, we're likely going to push to the next, or the next swing high, whatever, or the next area. And yeah, certainly if you do see breakouts with a lot of momentum, which gold can give, you can catch some really big winners. So again, you need to formulate an edge, a plan around that. Effectively, you don't want to be buying every breakout there is. You want to put some rules behind that. Which ones are more likely to hold, which ones are less likely to hold. But the plan is, when you are trading breakouts, that you expect the market to rip in your direction. So the idea is that you're looking for big winners and small losers, effectively. But you'll see that across the board. I will go through Aussie dollar. What's up, Havanator? Hope you're well. Looks like it's going to hit a good buy zone. Okay, we'll discuss Aussie dollar. Okay, so else and GJ, no problem. Happy to help. Favor pound CAD, USD we'll take a look as well. No problemo. In general, saying breaking the resistance, then selling heavily on most pairs, especially. Yeah, I mean, it's a pattern. I mean, you can use that to your advantage. If you see that pattern a lot happen in terms of price breaking resistance and then selling off, then you can use that. You can use that pattern in your trading. If that has good percentage possibility of playing out, then you can create an edge. You can create a strategy around that. Of course, you want to do thorough back testing and collect the numbers on it, collect the data on it, to prove to yourself that it's worth trading. But if that's a pattern that you notice, and that goes for anything in the markets, if you notice some type of tendency or some type of common behavior, when this happens, this tends to happen, then you can use that to your advantage. You can base trades off that, base strategies off that, or you can add that as a confidence to your personal trading. So yeah, if you find that happens a lot, note that down, try and test it, and try and see if you can create an edge from it. But yeah, for NZUSD, that's the play I'm looking at. For Aussie dollar, it's a little bit more choppy with this one. I like NZUSD because there's just two kind of big black and white levels I'm looking at: 0.62 and 0.635. If price can hold 0.62, I'm simply looking for a push into 0.35. Just because we are very, very choppy here. So I'm not really treating NZUSD like a trending market like I normally do. I'm just looking for level to level to level. So if we break through one, I'm expecting price to move into the next one, which would be the swing high up there. If this is a fake out, then of course, I'll let things develop and see where we can go from there. But if we're going to hold 0.62, I want to see some steady rejection, and 0.635 is where I do see price moving towards. Aussie dollar, I'm looking for effectively the same move. And again, they're very similar pairs. So I'm looking for the push back to the high there. But it's a bit more difficult with this one. We have rejected the high pretty well there, around 0.68. So a bunch of wicks there from Thursday, Friday. And we're seeing some real nice follow through today. I do think the bigger move is still to the upside for Aussie dollar, back to the high there. So I've highlighted a couple of areas where we could come into, find support, and probably continue in that bullish direction. 0.67, this zone here looks good, and 0.665 there looks pretty good there as well. So yeah, with Aussie dollar, I like the buys. I think NZUSD, I'll probably just focus on that one because I like it a lot more there. But the idea is that I'm expecting these dollar pairs to head higher. The technicals line up with it. So if we can see some sturdy rejection when we get here, some solid rejection, then you could be looking at some nice long opportunities. Let me know which area you're looking to buy Aussie dollar from, because you mentioned it's going to hit a good buy zone. I'm interested to know what area in particular you're focusing on. But for me anyway, around the 0.67 area is where I do think is a nice place for a buy, where we found support here previously. That was a pretty nice move to the upside. Let's see if we can come there and do something similar. If not, this level here just below us looks pretty good too. Again, the idea is looking for a big swing back to the high. So yeah, I do agree. Aussie dollar is coming up to a buy zone, and there is room to the upside, at least back to the resistance here, because we had a hard time breaking through. So you might not want to push it back to the level I drew up there. You might just want to keep it simple, back to the high, and Bob's your uncle. Ben, gold is my favorite thing to trade. Just have to watch it for a while, get a feel for it, how it moves, and once you do, it's clean. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I do like gold. Gold, when I first started trading, I was a little bit apprehensive, a little bit scared trading gold because of how volatile it was, and just because it was gold. You know, gold is kind of like the name holds weight. But you know, after you get to know it, like you say, get a feel for it. For me, I kind of view it like an FX pair. Really, I know it's a bit more volatile, but I'm very, very comfortable with it now. So I like gold. I don't trade it that often, to be honest, but if there is opportunity there, I don't shy away. Same thing with silver as well. Silver, I was a bit scared starting to trade it, but for me, silver actually in some ways I actually prefer silver to gold. Actually, I feel like silver's a bit slow and a bit more bit more cleaner in my opinion, but that might different from other people's. But I like them both really. Um, so yeah, I really do like gold. I really do like silver. I like the dollar pairs, the majors in general. Some of the minor pairs can be a bit annoying to trade sometimes. I don't trade them that much, but if there's a good opportunity, no matter the pair, I'm going to take it. But I do have some of my favorites. Um, does gold follow technicals, or is it mostly relying on economic factors? I mean, does it respect technicals? Yeah, we will respect technicals. Of course, fundamentals, you know, economic factors will play a big role, as they do with every market as well. You know, every market will be driven by economic factors, by fundamentals. You know, technicals is not something that drives the market. It's just the understanding of how the market tends to move based on people's behaviors and people's past actions. So technicals are nothing that's going to drive the market. Just because of the double top doesn't mean price will fall, but it's what the double top represents from people's actions, from buying and selling, taking profit, you know, closing positions. Is what that represents, is encompassed in the double top, which is why price might tend to fall when you see that pattern happen at a certain area. So yes, all markets will follow some type of technical pattern, in theory, but of course, economics will be a big role. Economics will be a big role. Okay, 0.6711. Whereabouts is that? I'm on Aussie dollar. I'm like, yes, I am. 0.671. Yeah, that's basically where I'm looking to buy, really. Basically, where I'm looking to buy. And that is the same area. So, yeah, if Aussie dollar could get there, fantastic. And then, yeah, I'm expecting price to continue higher. Again, euro is probably my best bet. So, I don't know. It depends because euro might be. I'm getting flashbacks of euro getting very close to my level and just turning around. So I'm hoping euro doesn't do me dirty. If not, there's a few dollar pairs I'm looking at. So hopefully one of them can give me something. But yeah, euro is probably the top for me. But we'll see how everything develops. Maybe I'll be trading as USD or Aussie dollar this week. We'll see. But yeah, looking for upside on those dollar pairs for now. That's very much the play for me. Lauda, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Where was I? Yeah, respects technicals, but moves different to FX. Yeah, yeah. All markets will have their kind of tendencies to do, you know, certain things maybe more than other markets, or it might, you know, trend a little bit more, maybe a bit more volatile, a bit more choppy, more often breakouts, more manipulation, whatever. You know, markets will have their tendencies. So yeah, it's important to understand them. But once you get trading it, you don't have to dive deep into trading gold straight away. If you're new to gold, open a demo account and gain some experience there. And get into a rhythm of opening and closing trades, and over time you'll start to become accustomed to the way gold moves. Yeah, that's completely fine. Gold forever. Yeah, no one good at trading gold today started from a good heap of knowledge going into it. There, everyone started somewhere. Everyone was a newbie. Everyone made silly mistakes in the first place. Even the best traders ever to walk the earth at some point were clueless about trading. So you start somewhere. The most important thing is just starting and sticking at it really. Um, I think gold's a good market to trade. I think gold's is a good addition to add to anyone's watch list really. No matter if you're a day trader, scalper, even swing trade, I think gold is a good instrument to add. But yeah, it might take some time getting used to. Moses, I've always someone learn. I would say I would say yes and no. I would say yes and no. I would say yes in terms of theory. You can definitely find that online for free, really. Um, but I'd say, and to learn how to trade, you need to actually, be trading. You need to be placing trades. You need to be reviewing your trades. You need to find a strategy, deploy that strategy into the market, and refine, improve, see where we're wrong, review. That's really where you find yourself in the markets. Because again, everything you learn online or from a tutor, from a mentor, is always going to be theory mixed with a bit of experience of their own. But me telling you that, or whoever telling you their experience with their trading, is not going to make you a profitable trader. It's you placing trades, opening, closing trades, managing trades, having a strategy, deploying that strategy in the markets, reviewing that, improving that, refining that, then trading some more. That's where you're going to find your feet. It's the equivalent of watching swimming lessons on YouTube. You learn all the techniques of how to swim, breaststroke, front crawl, whatever technique you're looking to learn. You'll learn all the theory, all the methods, all the experience, all the tips and tricks, advice. But unless you get yourself in a pool, then you're not going to learn how to swim. You might be the most knowledgeable guy about the techniques, but then when you're actually in the water, you know, you might be you flapping your arms everywhere. So yes and no. Anyway, I did say I was supposed to look at a pair, didn't I? Completely forgot which ones. Pound CAD and USD ZAR. Yeah, that's good practice, Go Forever. Very good practice. That's something I wish I did from the very, very start of my trading. Keep track of every trade, especially when you're in a losing period. It's sometimes difficult to track your trades because you almost don't want to look back and just see all the losses you took. But it's very, very handy to have that all somewhere we can look back and then review, because if you're looking to improve, you want to look at your previous actions and see where you're going wrong. So yeah, looking at recording your trades, journaling your trades is very, very important. Anyway, let's go through pound CAD and we'll take a look at USD ZAR. So with pound CAD, again, from a top down point of view, we've come into a pretty big level, which I've been highlighting for a while now, which is this old level of resistance. I do expect to see some downside here from pound CAD, and we have kind of seen that already. But I don't know, maybe we're going to see the break. If we are going to see the break, then I wouldn't want to be buying now anyway. It's either price gives me the break or we come down first, and I'll show you where, and then we can start looking to buy. But generally speaking, we're trading in massive resistance. So I think sales look good. We have been pretty corrective though. We have been slowly pushing to the downside, as we can see with these lower highs. But yeah, if I'm looking to buy it, I want price to be around the 1.76 area. This was a solid level of resistance. We've got the trendline confluence there. If I zoom out, we can see 1, 2, 3, looking for the fourth, and hopefully the retest of that zone there as well. So I do like the buys here for pound CAD, potentially for another swing back to the high. Sells have looked good, but I'm not too sure if I want to sell now because number one, we've been moving to the downside very correctively. So it's not like we've set the market alight with some really nice heavy selling pressure here. The market's kind of just correctively moved down, which tells me that this could just be a pullback for the market to break higher. So I think the sells are not bad. It's just the way the market's moving is not great. So I wouldn't want to be looking to sell really. We could find resistance here if I drop to the lower time frames. We could find resistance here pretty easily. We've been creating these lower highs pretty consistently, so we could form another one and then push down from there. So it's not a bad area for a sell. It's just that the market's moving too correctively. So I would anticipate a break higher. And we'll see. We've had a pretty strong close in the past hour, but we'll see what the next couple of hours brings us. If it does bring us a strong break, then of course that's a big red flag. We're probably moving higher. Maybe if we show some nice wick rejections, maybe a nice bearish engulfing candle there, that could be a nice entry signal to take some shorts and anticipate another swing to the downside. So keep an eye out for that if you're intraday. If you're looking for your longs, then 1.76 to me looks like a really nice place for a big swing trade, where you can potentially hold back to the high if that's what you're looking for, but could look to catch a higher low in that area. Okay, so we'll go through Euro Pound next. USDR, sorry, as well. Any pairs you want me to take a look at, any charts, just drop it down in the old chat and we'll take a look. But yeah, pound CAD is pushing up pretty hard there. Is pound gaining some strength or is CAD losing some strength? How's Euro CAD moving? Euro CAD's trying to push up here. Aussie CAD, nothing much there. New Zealand CAD, nothing much there. I don't know, is it pound or euro? Can't tell, really. Can't tell. I think maybe CAD's a bit weak. Yeah, not too sure. Anyway, USD-ZAR, we'll take a look at USD-ZAR and then we'll go through Euro Pound as well. Used to blow accounts and just blame yourself what I did. I mean, yeah, if you're blowing accounts, it's probably gonna be your fault, to be honest. But of course, the bottom line is you understand why you blew the account, of course. Why you did, and then you can look to correct that problem. But yeah, for USD-ZAR, I'm expecting the drop lower. We've been so consistent with all these low highs here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the market has been very steady, declining, and it's been consistent with those lower highs. We haven't broken structure yet. Once we do, then maybe we are going to see a bigger push to the upside, but that hasn't been on the cards yet. So I do still see USD-ZAR slowly pushing down. Again, zooming out, looking at the bigger trend, the market is still very bullish, 100%. So I think once we do come back and retest this low here. So once we do come back and retest the low, I think that's where we could see some bigger buys step in and maybe a reversal, who knows. But for now, I'll be looking at shorts here for USD-ZAR, trying to see if I can catch another one of those lower highs. Better than one over there, a really nice move down, looking to see if we can get the next one. We're also coming back to retest a really big level of support, which now will be turned resistance here as well, around 18.2, 18.1. This to me is a really solid level to short from, and we've got a nice confluence of the retest of that low there as well. So as I said yesterday, if USD-ZAR can push up, maybe take up this weaker high here, take some shorts around that area, around 18.1, and that could be a really nice sell back into 17.55. Again, there's numerous places you can look to take profit. That low makes sense. This area here makes sense. It's probably going to be another level of support resistance that price will form. That will make sense to take some partials at. So management will be down to you and how you see fit. But in terms of the swing, I'll be looking at pushing to 17.5. As the plan. I don't trade USDZR anymore, but that's what I'll be looking to do if I was looking to swing it. We'll go through Euro Pound next. Lauder, yes, we'll take a look at Swiss Yen. You are long bias. I have not traded the pair for a while. Okay, we'll have a look see at Swiss Yen as well. First thing first, Euro Pound. So Euro Pound, actually really like this one to the downside. My newfound likeness for Euro Pound has come from the higher time frames. I really like the monthly candle close. Big wick to the upside, came back down, closed bearish. I really do like that close there for August because that tells me that price has found this area here as resistance, and now we've come back to retest it. We've wicked through some of these prior months highs, so taking out some liquidity above them, and now I'm expecting that follow through to happen back to this level of support. So I do still see Euro Pound dropping, back down to 0.83, potentially even further, but we'll just keep it for 0.83 for now. That's the next big psychological level for us. Oh, that's the wrong tool. That's the next big psychological level for us. So that's why I do see Euro Pound falling. So in terms of opportunities, I need to find a solid level where I can sell from. And number one, it would be this area here, 0.845. So I kind of want to see a bit of a move to the upside for Euro Pound. We haven't hit this level of support yet. So I don't know, maybe Euro Pound might fall one more time and then we get the bounce. But the setup I'm interested in is this. So push into 0.845 and then the short, or if we're looking at a little bit more bullish, then something like this up there, retest 0.85. Let me delete that level out of the way. So you can see here, really sturdy support over there, over there, over there, briefly over there as well, and was really lovely resistance there too. If we can get there again, that would be great, and looking for the same move to the downside. So I'm liking Euro Pound a lot. The shorts look good. I do think we can break that and push into 0.83, but we'll see. I'll be trading stops anyway. But I think a push back to the low there makes a lot of sense anyway. So yeah, with Euro Pound, I like the downside opportunity. Need to pull back first, of course, for me to get that trade. But yeah, shorts look good. In the meantime, if you're trying to eye up some buys, I can understand that opportunity there, but I'm not really interested in the longs because I do think high time frames have got a bit more downside left to a bit more downside left in store. So I want to stay in the direction of the higher time frames as much as possible. And yeah, that means I'll be looking to short Euro Pound. So those are the ideas I'm looking at: shorts from 0.845 or 0.85. We'll go take a look at Swiss Yen next. So, Laura, you said you're looking to buy this. Your bias has changed for pound CAD. Quite ridiculous. 1 minute we want to sell, next we're looking for buys. Damn. And that's the beauty of trading as well. Your bias can change very quickly. You don't want to marry the bias. But we'll take a look at pound CAD after. In terms of Swiss Yen, so you're looking to long this one, but you haven't traded for a while. What's up, Karis? Welcome to the stream. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you are well. Hope you're doing good. So yeah, with Swiss Yen, we've been moving inside this range. So I don't really want to be looking for longs at all for Swiss Yen until we break outside of the consolidation. At one point, it did look like we were doing that yesterday. Nice solid close there above the high. It looked like we were getting the breakout. Same thing for GJ as well. It looked like we were getting the breakout. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case because price came straight back inside the range for both of those currency pairs. So for Swiss Yen, I would actually be looking for some downside back into the lower end here. If you are going to buy Euro Pound, or if I'm going to buy Euro Pound, I do want to see another solid break, and this time a solid retest to indicate to me that, okay, we found support here, price is holding, and that will likely to push higher. There's some areas here we can look at as some targets, to trade towards. Retest of that area or retest of the high. Those are some sensible areas for some targets as well. So I like Swiss yen to the upside. I think there is upside potential for Swiss yen. If this is going to be another higher low over here, like we've been doing there, back, so on and so forth. If we're going to print another higher low in, there's upside potential for Swiss yen. But at the same time, I want to find a good setup for it, a good setup to place the longs, and I'm not seeing one just yet. I know we're coming into this low, but it's not significant enough for me to look to do anything. I mean, if you're on the lower time frames, this might be a nice buy for a short-term buy. It depends what you're looking for, really. But if you're looking for a bigger swing, again, I would be looking to position myself around 172 and a nice break and retest there. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with Swiss yen. But it's been pretty awkward, I must admit, with the yen pairs. Same with Aussie yen here as well. Nice breakout of the consolidation, but then we had such a big dump to the downside early hours of this morning. Now things are looking a little bit more tricky. Again, if that is just a big fake out to the upside, then that would mean I'm expecting a push back down to 97.5. So in terms of opportunities, a retest of that level would be nice. Stop loss above the high, and then anticipating price to continue back down to 97.3. That's effectively what I'll be looking for price to do. So yeah, I will be expecting more downside here. A lot of the yen pairs have kind of done the same thing, but CAD yen is still trading just above that area. So unless CAD yen breaks back in, not looking to sell this one just yet. Pound yen, like we said, we saw that happen. New Zealand yen still kind of correctively moving this channel. Are we going to find support here? We'll find out in the next few hours. Euro yen still in the range, so not really interested just yet. And Aussie yen, we just spoke about. Dollar yen, don't like this one too much, mainly because the opportunity I was talking about this week was the break and retest of this for pushback to the high. Because we're struggling at this area right now, it's made things a little bit awkward. We broke up the channel pretty well, but yeah, now we're struggling at 147. Not really liking it too much. So every other yen pair I can make a lot of sense of in terms of the price action. Dollar yen, not so much there. But yeah, I wasn't expecting that from the CAD pairs, the yen pairs yesterday. What's afternoon? What's afternoon? Good afternoon, Antonio. Welcome to the stream. It's not afternoon for me just yet. It's still morning just about. Still about 45, 48 minutes before it becomes afternoon for me. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with the yen pairs. But yeah, dollar pairs is still my number one focus. Dollar still pushing up for us. Yeah, so if dollar can push up today, tomorrow, might get the sells Thursday maybe. We'll see. And then the buys for euro, buys for pound. Going to keep a close eye on NZUSD here because if you can get a nice strong close back above, that'll be a trade for me. Silver, gold. Not too sure if these boys, they look a little bit more tricky to trade. Again, still very, very keen on a move like this for silver. In terms of trading it becomes a little bit tricky. Because there's one thing to have a bias and then one thing to actually have a trading setup. Because that's where you make your money. The bias is just an element of your trading. Thoughts on Euro USD. So yeah, thoughts on Euro, pretty bullish, looking for upside. This is where I'm looking to get involved at for some longs. Hopefully we can see a retest of that area, but we shall see. This is where I'm looking to get involved at. And again, the target is just pretty simple, back to the high there. I mean, I'm looking for 1.125, which is this daily high up there. So I do see price getting there, but Again, if I can get a swing back to the high, that's great. I will be trading stops anyway, but I'll probably be a bit more aggressive with the stops once we get to the high, because I don't want to see price push back into the high and then suddenly come right back down again, just because I'm looking for a few more pips to get to the high there. So once we push to the high, I'll be a bit more aggressive from there on out. But in terms of the direction, in terms of the bias for euro, very, very bullish. Treating this move here just as your normal pullback. And yeah, I'm looking for push up higher. You can see on the daily chart being pretty consistent with these higher highs and higher lows. So just looking for the next one really. And 1.1007 is kind of where I want to see that happen. Okay. Philip, good morning. Hope you're doing good. Mark is good for me these days. I can't complain. Streamers help me a lot. Thank you. Please bring on the prop, but let's make more money. Good to hear, my man. Good to hear. Good to hear. Good to hear that the markets are treating you well. Again, the important thing is stay straight and narrow. Stay on the path. Don't let the overconfidence get to you, because that's happened to me a few times. But yeah, I'm glad to hear that, man. I'm glad to hear the streams helped you out, and I'm glad to see that you're in a good place with your trade, and just keep at it. My biggest tip to you is just keep doing the things that got you there. Really keep doing things that got you there, because us humans tend to once we get to that place, we're kind of like, I don't need to do anything now because I'm there, which is true to a degree, but you need to make sure you're always keeping yourself checked. But I'm good to hear that. And in terms of the prop, it's very much on the horizon in terms of launching, just finishing touches, and then it should be good to go. So yeah, do look out for that. If you're not already on the Discord, make sure you are there. It is linked to the top of the chat, because there will be some discount opportunities for when we do launch, which I know you guys will be appreciative. Gold. Can gold sell back to the lows? Which lows are you talking about? Gold forever. Need to be a bit more specific, because I don't know if you're talking about all-time lows or lows of the day or lows of last week. Which lows you talking about? Let me know. Pound USD, okay, we'll touch on that. Lauder, I think we shall have a better set of USD pairs after PMI and ISM this afternoon. Yeah, could have the markets moving a little bit. Let's not forget we have NFP this Friday, so we might see the market be a bit tamed until Friday, which does happen sometimes when NFP's fast approaching. So we could see the market kind of be back and forth a little bit, and then Friday commits. So yeah, that could be the case, and we could definitely see some movement this afternoon as well. Lauder, you're definitely correct there. So I think keep an eye on that. I mean, I know exactly what I'm wanting to do with USD. So I'm kind of hoping, if the news is going to move the market this afternoon, I'm hoping it does move the market slightly to the upside. So it's kind of speeds up the process a little bit, because I'm looking for the move down. And that will help me out with euro back down to 1.1007. That'll help me out with pound back down to 1.305, so on and so forth. Might not help me so much with NZD USD, but then again, euro and pound are fine. Who knows? That might give gold a nice push back down to that low there too. So yeah, we'll definitely keep a lookout for that. Tom, what's good? Hope you're well. Welcome to the stream. Okay, Asia lows, today's lows. Okay, whereabouts is that? I assume it's probably this wick low here, Tuesday, the 3rd of September. That's the day. So yeah, I assume that's the low. Yeah, I mean, there's a very, whatever kind of situation you give me, really, I'd always say there's a possibility it happens because, from the years of me trading, there's one thing I can say is for certain is that anything can happen, really. So I'll never say something isn't going to happen or isn't likely to happen. Well, I might say it isn't likely, but anything can really happen. And again, in terms of the way I view the market, I'm purely looking at the market purely from a place where I can find an opportunity. So whether price gets low or not, again, I haven't really thought too much about, and I can't really say too much on either, because all I'm looking for is buy setups here and a buy setup here, and anything else in between, I don't really care to be honest, because it's a if I'm looking purely for my trading, it's a waste of energy to try and find out exactly what move the market's going to make here and there, because you be pulling at your hair at some point. So the only thing I'm interested in really is the buy here at 24.18, the buy there at 25.30. Everything else in between, I'll let gold do its thing. If the buy setups arise, one of them is arise, great. Then I'll start look to focus on the market more heavily. But whether price gets to the lows or not, there's a good chance. I mean, if we're going to get the retest there, then it will have to get to the lows anyway. But whether I would say that's a good trade to take back to the low, that's based on separate analysis, which you would do on the lower time frames. And quite frankly, the market's kind of consolidating in here, so I wouldn't be too excited about that. But we are rejecting some levels there, so there's a good possibility we might see the move. But again, it's not going to be anything concrete on my end. The only thing that's concrete for me is that I'm looking to buy there and I'm looking to buy there. That's all I can really say at this point in time with gold. Dollar yen, Russ, we'll take a look at as well. So yeah, in terms of pound USD, Antonio, I'm looking for the buy. It's the same setup really with euro as with pound. We've both had some really nice swings to the upside, really nice moves. And now I'm looking at price correctively coming back down, putting the next higher low in, and of course continuing to the upside. And pound is doing exactly that so far. So I'm kind of hoping we can kind of continue this correction here. We've been doing such a good job so far for the past few days now. So I'm hoping we can continue a little bit further back down to 1.305. And then from there, I'll be interested in some longs for another push. Again, at least back to the high, but 1.33 is where I do see the market getting to eventually. So that's the idea with pounds. If you're looking for some intraday opportunities, okay, I thought I saw something there. If you're looking for some intraday opportunities, some shorts, I don't know, I think the train's already left the station. I was going to say some shorts around here to try and catch the next lower high. You don't really want to be entering now because right now you're entering at support. Up here is kind of where you would have want to have entered. So I would say the train's left the station a little bit there, unless we have another phase to then short. That could make some sense there. That could be a nice intraday opportunity to the downside. But if you're looking for a big swing, then this is the play I'm interested in. But yeah, for now, still expecting a little bit more downside for pound. Okay, so I'll go take a look at dollar yen. So dollar yen, yeah, dollar yen's a bit awkward. It's the only yen pair which I'm not really too certain with my, well, I am certain of the analysis. It's just, it's looking a bit awkward because coming into the week, the thought process for me was, okay, we're trading in this descending channel. The market's made a break to the upside. Now I'm looking for price to slowly make its way back to possibly this area. There's some levels up there we can look at in the meantime as well. But the idea is that we broke out this channel. We didn't put the equal low in or the lower low in. We put a higher low in. So now I'm looking for a push back to that area there. So that's my thinking there with dollar yen. But in terms of the trading setup, as I said yesterday, I would be looking for the break of this area here, then using that to my advantage as support, and then using that for a trade back to the long. So that was the plan, or still is the plan with dollar yen. But we can all see that price has rejected this area pretty well, and it's finding it pretty hard to break above and give me that retest. So as long as price stays below that area, so we don't see the break of that high, that resistance, then I wouldn't be interested to do anything there with dollar yen. We may be looking at this to push down, possibly. Maybe price is just stalling a little bit before we do get the break to the upside. If that's so, great, then I'll be interested in the retest there for the long. But yeah, I'm just not interested to do anything right now with dollar yen. Like I said, the other yen pairs make a lot more sense to me. Aussie yen, solid break to the downside, looking for this to push back to the low. Euro yen, that's just in a range, so that's not looking too great either, but at least I know what it's doing, ranging. New Zealand yen back to the low of the channel. See if we're going to hold that low and push up or go and break through. Either which way, there could be some nice opportunities in both directions. Pound yen, this one again, nice break to the downside. Solid retest there. Could be a great short. CAD yen, likewise as well. Testing the high of the range. If we're going to hold, this could be a really nice buy. If we break back underneath, then you're looking at a nice sell to the low. So I can make a lot of sense of the rest of the yen pairs. Dollar yen's the only one that, apart from this, I don't really have too much going on. Oh, I accidentally removed it from my list. So yeah, that's what I don't like about dollar yen. But yeah, the analysis is still bullish. That's the move I'm looking for this week. But to get the buy, I need to see a lot more from price. Need to break, get the retest, and then the buy. Let me know what you're looking at for dollar yen as well. Not liking the price action too much. How is... Okay, dollar still looking pretty strong. Gold selling off pretty hard. Likewise with silver. And the USD, how we looking? Still bearish. Not too sure I'll get what I'm looking for there with NZUSD, Aussie dollar. Looking pretty bearish. I mean, that one's coming back into some nice area for some longs. So yeah, that could be the one to probably watch rather than NZUSD at this point. NZD CAD, I was looking for the buy of this one yesterday, but unfortunately it didn't set up because of the NZD news we had last night or this morning. So yeah, we broke back underneath this area. So yeah, I'm on the fence with this one because the plan this week was to look for pushing to 0.85. Still is the plan, but now we're trading below. I don't want to be buying that now. Maybe this is just going to be a big wick on the daily and we push back up. If that's so, let's do that. Let's get the closure and then I'll try and investigate tomorrow for some opportunities and see if I can trade it back to the high there. But for now, looks like we're trading below. So I'm going to stay put for a while. Liking the short to 138. Okay, we'll take it. Is that for dollar yen? I suppose so. Not in any trades at the moment, Holy One. Being very, very busy, so I haven't had much time on the charts, to be honest. But hopefully me moving towards the 4 hour, hopefully I can take a few more entries because now I just kind of focus on the 4 hour closures, which is 6 a.m., 10 a.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., and of course the daily closure at 10 as well. So funny enough, me moving to the higher time frame might give me more trades. Not necessarily more trades, but allow me to take more trades because it's a bit more flexible. Okay, I'll take a look at that 138. I'm buying yens on FXY ETF rather than currency for now. Okay. Is there a reason for that? How come? But dollar yen to 138. Where is that? 138. Okay, 138 is pretty far down. 138 is all the way down there. Yeah, how come you're looking at 138? Is there, I assume there's a specific reason why you're looking at 138. It's a pretty big move there for dollar yen, I must admit. There's definitely some levels above price there which you might want to consider. This area here is definitely one around 140, 141. I mean, there is room to run for dollar yen, so I don't mind it, but I'm not quite sold on the bearish idea just yet. But of course, I'm sure you got your plan, your bias, your reasons for looking to sell all in play. If that's the case, then take the trades. Indices, H4 is gold and best time frame, and the support resistance holds better. True, of course, the high time frames hold a little bit more weight than the lower time frames, so that is definitely an added bonus. But yeah, 4 hour. I mean, again, 4 hour, I'm very used to it. I've just always looked at hourly for entries. This time, I'm just hopping a little bit higher. Indices looking bearish today. Okay, we'll go through some indices. September particularly bad for stocks. Okay, could start seeing a fill of that huge wick from the last month. Interesting. Didn't know that. Okay, we'll go through some indices as well. We'll take a look at the higher time frames. Thoughts on long-term bias for silver. Okay, we'll take a look as well. Not playing leverage on yen. True. It can be a little bit scary sometimes trading yen because if you're on the wrong side of a big move, it could definitely hurt you. Of course, if you're on the right side, then happy days. 144 breaks and it will come down faster. 144, this low here. Yeah, I would agree as well. I would still watch out for 140 though, or 141. If we're having a reversal, then yeah, we'll eventually get to 138 anyway. But yeah, some of these lows I would definitely want to watch out for. But of course, I'm sure you've got your trade management plan of how you want to manage the position. So, follow your plan. Do what you need to do. I was just surprised because it's a pretty big target from current price. We're looking at about a 780 pip move, which is a pretty big move. I know the yen pairs there's a lot of pips in it, so it's a little bit skewed. There's a lot of pips in the yen pairs, but it's still a pretty big move. So hopefully that swing can play out there. Anywho, we'll go through some indices now and take a look at silver. So yeah, through indices, haven't really seen what they've been doing today. Okay, a little bit of bearishness there on the US 30. This one created some new highs there not long ago. How's the NAS doing? We broke out that channel, but we're failing to see momentum really take control there. Not looking too hot. S&P, how are we doing? Still kind of consolidating there as well. So yeah, with the indices, I've been particularly bullish on them. US 30's made a new high. I've been expecting S&P just to break high and take out that high. I still expect us to do that. There is a lot of room to the downside, but I expect us to take out the high first before we do sell off. Maybe we do push down first to the lower end of the range, which could then be a really nice opportunity to buy. So I would actually watch out for that for a long. If we are going to sell off for September and see a lot of downside, then I kind of want price to break out the consolidation here. And then we can probably talk about some shorts once we're underneath the range, broken through the support level. Then I can discuss some shorts a bit more in a bit more detail. But for now, I'm still pretty bullish until we take out that high, and then we'll go from there. And then maybe we do see a big sell-off afterwards. But for now, I do think there's another push to the upside to be had. In terms with US 100, this one's a little bit more awkward. I was looking for price to break out this descending channel and just push back to the high, really. That was very much the plan I had with US 100. But yeah, the breakout has been very, very sluggish there. We broke to the upside. Now price is just kind of just awkwardly moving sideways here. So I'm not too sure what the play is. I would still be looking at something like this, but we are having a really hard time at breaking through the high here. Maybe we push down one more time before the buy. I would say intraday, a nice trade would be if we can break the resistance, which price is rejecting so very well here on the lower time frames. If we can break that, buys above that look really, really good. So something like that I would be interested for. Well, not personally, I don't trade the NAS, but if I did trade the NAS, that is something I would be interested for. And then a push back to the high there, 9,900 would be the play. But yeah, we are finding it hard to continue. So I don't know, maybe that's a sign that prices are going to fall over. Again, I wouldn't look to do anything here anyway, so I would wait for that break. And then that break would be the sign that, okay, buys are back in control. We're probably going to see a push higher up now. So that would be the signal I would look out for. And then S&P is kind of all over the shop. US 30. Yeah, US 30 I wouldn't buy anymore because we've just taken up the high there. So if we're going to sell off, now's kind of a good time to do that. So yeah, I would be less interested with the buys there for US 30. And maybe it's time to see some downside. But yeah, you're definitely right. We are seeing some bearishness there for US 30 and the other indices too. I'll go through silver, share my bias there. UK 100 back to 81.35 looks pretty clean for once. Usually a terrible market. Okay, we'll take a look at the UK 100 as well. Using your words, having the stab at AJ. Have at it, Holy One. Again, don't be afraid to have another stab at trades. I know you kind of have the recent kind of pain of maybe taking a break even or a loss, and sometimes that kind of will deter people from taking another trade. But sometimes you just get stopped out a little bit just for price to move in direction. So looking to get back into trades, especially if your analysis is still valid, can be a really nice opportunity sometimes, especially when you're trading with a positive risk to reward, because hey, you take a loss, okay, move on to the next trade. If the reward is more than 1R, you make back the loss plus some more. So it becomes a profitable trade overall. So yeah, having another stab at it, have some fun. Of course, as long as the opportunity is still valid, because people can definitely abuse that and just buy as price keeps falling. Yeah, that's a whole different ball game. That's not having a stab. That's I don't know what that is, but that's not what you want to be doing. Anyway, for silver, I'm very bullish on, looking for a big move to the upside for silver. I think this one could look to follow gold in terms of moving back to its swing high and kind of all-time high, really, but we'll not discuss that for now because the all-time high is all the way up there. So, I mean, that would be my long-term bias, but I don't think you're meaning that long-term. So yeah, I'm looking for at least a push back into 31.6, which would be this area here. That's where I'm looking for price to push back into for silver. There is a big level of resistance here, which is now turned support, which I was looking for price to retest a few weeks ago. We didn't quite do that. Maybe price wants to go there first, but either which way, this is the move I'm interested in, at least from a swing point of view. So I'm kind of only interested in buying silver. The only thing with silver right now is that I don't really have a buy setup. I did say this week that I'll be interested with some longs off this low here. And I was, but we just didn't see any reaction there. The market had a really big sell-off, reacted a little bit, and then just kind of broke through. So if we did see some nice rejection there, I would be in some longs there for silver. But yeah, it didn't hold and price just broke through. It didn't give me an entry signal anyway, so I kind of held off. And now that we're breaking underneath, I'm kind of just going to keep an eye on silver to see how we develop. But the idea is if we can start to form some higher highs and higher lows again, then I'll be looking for a buy somewhere to take it back to 31.6, 31.5. Very, very bullish in silver, bullish in gold still. That is very much the play I am looking for. Hey, what is up, more? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Don't say hello, no problem, my man. I know you're doing a lot of stuff going on at the moment, so no worries. But I hope you're doing well. Nice to see and hear from you. We'll go through UK 100 next. Okay, still big up, no entry yet. We'll go through gold as well. Geez, gold is in hot demand. I'll go through UK 100 quickly, and then we'll take a look at gold. UK 100. Oh, that's the wrong one. Oh, damn, that's a big sell-off there. So yeah, pretty big move to the downside there for UK 100. This one I've expected a push back to the high at 84.74. Looks like price has really struggled to give us that move. Originally, I was looking for the buy down here, but that never happened. It was a nice kind of break back above, but we never got the retest there. You're looking for a pushback down to 81.35, which would take us back to around this area here. Pretty big resistance there on the daily chart. Yeah, I would see that happen. I could see that happen. I would like price to break back underneath this area here first. But yeah, I could see that happening as we are struggled so much at the high there. So if price is going to break back underneath, then that's a big kind of red flag to me that, okay, we are probably going to just continue down south. So yeah, I don't mind that move at all. I don't mind that move at all there with UK 100. So close to the high, but not quite. For me, if we do break underneath, then yeah, I would favor that move. If not, there is support that could take us higher. But yeah, it's a pretty big drop there. So yeah, if we do break through 8,300, then yeah, I'm looking for a push back to 81, 81.20, 81.30. Okay, we'll go through gold. Okay, you want to see back for the resistance first. Not trading, just look good. Okay. Yeah, you do get that sometimes with really choppy markets. They'll be very choppy for a long time, and then suddenly they'll look good for a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 months, and then they'll go back to their choppiness. So sometimes it isn't worth adding a pair to your watch list if only 2 months out of the year it's going to be trending well. I mean, you can add it to your watch list because for the 2 months it is trending well, it might be worthwhile to trade it. And then when the conditions change and it gets choppy again, you can just discard it. And then bring it back in when it's looking good again. But certainly when you're day trading in the low time frames, it might not be worth the effort. If you're swing trading, you can pick and choose a little bit more. But yeah, I do agree. UK 100 is a bit more of a choppy in the sea. Okay, let me go through gold. So gold is pretty straightforward, folks. Not a lot to talk about in terms of the way I'm looking to tackle this. I'm purely looking to long gold. I want to be seeing break and retest. And there's two levels I'm looking at, 24.80, 25.30. Break above the high, fantastic. Look for the retest. Or we break and retest this low and I get the buy. That's the only thing I'm looking at. Any other thing I'm not really interested in. If we were to break underneath this, again, I'm not necessarily expecting price to sell off, but I'm not looking to buy it anymore. Now I'll just kind of monitor gold and see how we develop. Higher time frames still look pretty bullish to me. Weekly charts still see momentum higher. So the idea is still to take gold higher, back to new highs and So on and so forth. I've drawn on a couple of psychological levels we could look at: 2550, 2600, two areas we can target. But yeah, goal to me is just, can we get the retest, and can I find some entry signals? But inside here, it's very choppy, pretty much consolidation. So I don't want to talk too much about the price action here because it's very chaotic and difficult to figure out. Here's where I've got here's where I've got edge. Here's where I've got edge. In there, not so much. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with gold. As what is up? Hope you're good. Late today, no problem, my man. 9 to 5 and stuff. No worries, no worries. Yeah, I'm well aware everyone's got some lives outside of these live streams, so no need to worry about it. No need to sweat. Yes, we'll take a look at pound yen, of course, no problemo. Philip, I sold silver at 28.44, target 28.10. Okay, it's a scalp so far. I'm in profit. Nice. Okay, taking a scalp. Interesting stuff. Let me go through pound yen first. So yeah, pound yen has been an interesting 24 hours. Price was looking very, very bullish. Last time I was with you guys on stream yesterday, we just had a really nice close outside of the zone here. Price has been consolidating for the past few weeks inside this range between 192 and 198, 180, 189. Don't know why that was weird. So yeah, we've been struggling between 192 and 189. We had a nice break, and then from that break, I was expecting price just to hold support and continue higher, but of course we can see that didn't happen, and price came down pretty strong, closed back inside the range. So in my book, this looks to be a big fake out. Unless price was to break back inside the high again, then of course I'll reanalyze and go from there. But at the moment, it looks like price is just holding this level. And this was just a big fake out, taking out some early traders who would have been trading back over here. All their stops were above the high, which now have been hit. So now I'm expecting pound yen to find resistance here at 192 and push back down. So I think if you're looking for some entries, a retest of that will be the best place for it. Stops above the high look good. And yeah, I'll be expecting a push back down to that low. If we were to break above, then of course that just invalidates the opportunity altogether. But if we can hold the high of the range, then I do expect to see a move down. This could be a nice kind of interim target, but 189 is where I do see price moving towards. So that's very much my outlook on pound yen. Let me know if that's what you're looking for. I'm gonna say where we have a life outside of trading. I was gonna say brave to assume that. Yeah, I mean trading does become your life, really, doesn't it? A life outside trading. If you guys don't have a life outside trading, I do recommend trying it. It can be a nice little it can help you trading, because you don't want to just have your life revolve around trading, because it'd be a very, very stressful life to live. You want to have something that takes your mind away from the charts. But that's a funny comment. That's a funny comment. Hopefully you guys do, though. Hopefully you guys do. And I'm sure you all do. Anywho, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at for pound yen. Retested that area and move down. In terms of silver, you said you got a scalp going on right now, Philip. Is it a buy or a sell? Okay, you're looking for, okay, you're selling. All right, no problem, William. Have a good one, my man. We'll catch you on the stream tomorrow. Take care, take care. Spike up, spike down, just staying away. Yeah, that's what the yen pairs can do for you. That's what the yen pairs can do. If you can give with one hand, take with the other. So yeah, silver looking pretty bearish right now. You said you sold at around 28.44. That's around here-ish. Target's 28.10, which is about there. I mean, that's not a bad trade. I mean, it's a pretty meaningful trade there. I would say it's borderline a day trade, really. I know it's only a small part of the market, but it's a pretty juicy trade there. I know it's relatively small, but there's some meat to that trade. I would say it's a bit bigger than the scalp, but it's looking good though. In terms of momentum, looking good. Price is breaking through the low. The key thing is that we just seen a really nice daily close below that. I would say if you see price breaking back above this support level here, that's a bit of a red flag. I mean, I don't know if your stops at break even, maybe, not too sure. If price is going to break back above that, I would say that's a bit of a red flag. Maybe look to close the trade early or manage it in a certain way, take partials. It's up to you how you want to do that. But as long as pricing stay below this level here, I think you're in a really good place, and the chances are price is going to fall. Whether it gets to 28.10 exactly, that's a different question. But I would expect silver to keep up with that bearish momentum and keep falling. But if you start breaking back above, that's where it gets a bit awkward. So I'm not too sure if it stops at break even. If that's the case, then yeah, it stops you at break even. On to the next one. But if not, maybe you want to manage the trade somehow. But yeah, I'd say it's looking pretty good. Hopefully momentum can keep up and we can keep seeing some downside. Looking for shorts below 191.53. Okay, that's pretty much where we drew out 191.5. Yeah, it's pretty much right there. So yeah, I like the opportunity. There's room to the downside. RH night, there's no life outside trading. Trading is life. Casperio, what's good? What do you think of EU and GU? Okay, I'll take a look. So yeah, for Euro, I'm expecting upside. I'm looking to buy. We've seen some downside this morning. Things are looking good because it means it's coming closer to my level. This is where I'm looking to buy from. Pound, this is where I'm looking to buy from as well. So I have spoken about some intraday opportunities on the way down. Not really anything I'm interested in my end. I'm looking for the buy. So I'm just going to wait for that opportunity to arise. But yeah, Euro USD has been trading pretty well to the downside, pretty consistent with these lower highs on the hourly chart. But as soon as we start to approach 1.10124 or 1.10100, we'll call it, that's where I'll start to look for my entries and my entry triggers. And then, yeah, hopefully a swing back to the high. That is very much the plan I have for Euro. Pound USD, pretty much the same thing. And again, Euro and pound are very similar pairs anyway. But a retest of this high is what I'm looking at for the swing back to the high and maybe beyond as well. So yeah, really excited for these opportunities. The only worry I have is that we might not pull back all the way to my level. I'm looking at the dollar here because dollar is going to play a big role in this. If the dollar is going to keep pushing up, great. That's going to help Euro USD push down. That's going to help Pound USD push down. If the dollar says, okay, I pull back enough, I'm going to be bearish again and just starts falling, and that means Euro USD will start pushing up, and then it might not quite make its way into my level, which will mean I might miss out on a trade there. So I'm just patiently waiting. Hopefully we can get to the level there, and then I'll start looking for some entries. Same thing with pound. But yeah, everything is pretty much in sync right now. So it's just me playing the waiting game, really. I'll be looking for my entries on the 4 hour. So for 4 hour candlestick closures. And then hopefully I can get a position probably maybe tomorrow or the day after. Because yeah, I'm probably not going to see a move down to that level today. There is some dollar news in the afternoon. Let me just double check. I think it's PMI. Lauder mentioned, yeah, we do have PMI for dollar at 3 o'clock. So I know we got PMI at 245 and then ISM at 3. So 245 and 3 o'clock. That's UK time, by the way. We've got some news there. Maybe that might cause a bit of movement. We will see. But yeah, in terms of the opportunity I'm after, that is what I'm looking for. Ben still in G shorts from last week. Nice. Keep an eye on dollar. Hopefully we can get back to 102.5. Yeah, I'm looking at a similar move. 102.2 is kind of what I'm looking for dollar, which is this area here. So yeah, I'm hoping we see that strength for dollar, not only just for your trade, but for my opportunity as well, because that will take pound USD down for me. And then I can buy, and of course, and that's two birds, one stone. Help you out to help me out. So yeah, I mean, the only thing with pound is that we're quite corrective. So it's going to need a kick to get it going because we're taking our time on the way down, which you would expect for any retracement. But yeah, I'm looking for that big push up. Same thing with euro. Euro's a little bit closer, so maybe it's euro the trade I like. I mean, I like euro a little bit more anyway. But then again, yeah, very much the same trade. On euro trade using the fib, I think the 0.382 looks nice. It depends where you want to draw the fib from, Antonio. I assume if I go to the daily chart, you're probably looking at the fib from this low. If you're drawing the fib from a different low, let me know. But I've got a feeling we pushed past 0.382 already. Or maybe we're trading on it. Okay, no, we are trading exactly on the 0.382. So yeah, the 0.382 is not a bad area. I don't really look at it too much in my trading. I like the 0.5 and below, but sometimes I will take trades a little bit earlier if they look really good, basically pound USD. But yeah, I do want to see price push a little bit lower back to the 0.5 area. Doesn't have to be exact, but roughly to that area will be nice. The key thing I'm looking for is the retest of this high to then act as support. If it tags the 50 as well, that is great. And then I'm looking for the buy. But yeah, we are retesting the 0.382 now. We could use this as support and push higher. I mean, at the moment, it looks like we're trying to break through. That candle still has 2 hours to close, so we shall see. But yeah, we've come into a nice area to buy. It's just where euro wants to put that low in. Is it going to be there? Is it going to be there? Is it going to be there? Or even lower? You know, we'll have to wait and see. But the bias is set in stone for me for now until anything drastic happens to change that. Hopefully NFP can pump the dollar on Friday. I mean, what I'm hoping is that we see USD strong before Friday and then NFP makes dollar weak, but I'm not too sure. Maybe NFP might be bullish for the dollar. I don't know. As long as I get my setup, yeah, that's effectively what I'm looking for. But yeah, maybe NFP does push the price up. There's that 1025 area over there, which I think you're referring to. But for me, I'm very bearish on the USD. So I'm looking for buys in euro, looking for buys in pound, looking for buys in NZD USD. So if I can find setups there, great. If not, if dollar is going to be strong, then of course, yeah, I will try and find a backseat somewhere. Okay, that's the low. Okay, so yeah, I mean 0.382 looks good. We could push to the upside from there. Like I said, price is still pretty bearish right now, but if you see some rejection, that could end up being a nice place for a buy. At the moment, not looking too hot, so maybe we're going to push to 0.5. Not a bad deal, but I'm asking for too much. I mean, all we can do is place our trades and let the market do its thing. That's all we can do. All right, have a good one, holy one. Take care, my man. Hopefully, we'll see you on the stream tomorrow. But yeah, that's all you can do. You can place your trades and let the market do the heavy lifting. Sometimes trades will play out really well and they'll fly in your direction and you feel like the best trade in the world. And sometimes you place a trade and you come back in 30 minutes and it's already stopped you out, even though it's supposed to be a swing trade that was supposed to last, a few days or a few weeks, and you already stopped out in the first hour being the trade. So, stuff like that does happen. That I think the key thing is to not have too much don't put too much weight on your expectations and your hopes with the market and your desires, because that's what kills you. That's what kills you, really. I find that when I'm kind of in a very neutral mindset, and not that I don't care, but to a degree where you're kind of just focused on taking the best trade possible and just trying to take the best trade possible and not think too much about if the trade will be a win or loss, that's when I'm at my best. But when I'm thinking about the trade, I'm thinking, oh, I just lost my 2 previous trades. Hopefully this can be a nice win. That's when I'm not at my best. And I bet a lot of people can relate to that. Exactly. As long as it's valid setup, take the shot. Anyway, guys, we have come up to the end of the stream. If you guys have found it useful, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel, show some love. It does really help out. Thank you to everyone who has done so already. Of course, make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. And make sure you do check out the Elevating Traders Discord channel. That is linked at the top of the chat. You can't miss it. Discount opportunities will be available there closer to launch. So check it out if you haven't done so already. Do appreciate everyone coming on. Do really appreciate you guys chatting with me, asking questions, sharing opportunities, all that good stuff. It's what makes the stream what it is. It can't just be me talking. So I really do appreciate everyone tuning in. Like I said, we'll be live again tomorrow, same time as always, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and the day after that and the day after that as well. So if you're free, make sure you make an appearance. But guys, have a good one. Have a great day. And I'll catch you all in the next one.